We are live on Radio Row in San Francisco, and right now we bring to you, she hosts a live show, Fan Service, weekdays at 11 p.m. Central on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio, and hosts The Casuals with Katie Nolan. You should probably be able to figure this out. It's Katie Nolan!
Imagine if it was somebody else.
That would, it feels like kind of a rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
Right there.
Hi.
We should do that the whole week. We
Good
should
to see you
just
guys.
set up guests as somebody else and then present somebody else all week long.
Just to see.
Yeah.
Just to keep people on their toes here at Radio Row, which I'm just arriving. It's a low dim like here. There's not yet a big, it doesn't smell bad in here yet.
No.
It's there's a lot of people, but it's not as crazy as I think it's probably going to get.
The scent of leftover beer from the night before. Guys that have been living in their hotels for a little bit. Some takeout
food. Yeah.
And then that's why we opened up the jar of Tide.
You cracked the Tide pods.
It smells nice.
And
here.
I can snack on these for free. You're
if
saying?
you'd like to,
no.
yeah. Now, Katie,
if our guests started to die, that probably wouldn't be a good selling point.
Katie, we have a confession here. We traded to get you on the show.
Okay.
Yes, we had we actually traded. So here's the question. Did we win the trade as the first one? We'll have to present who we traded.
Sure. Oh, I'm nervous.
Do you believe we wanted you as a guest or just didn't want the other people?
Wow. Okay, I'm already going to answer that one. I would hope it's the first because we know each other. We're old friends.
That's
we go
right.
way back.
Yeah, I definitely think when we tell you the trade, you're going to hope it was the first.
Oh, no.
We traded a 2-for-1.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how bad
Number
we
one
wanted
pick.
to start. Yeah.
Oh, guys, stop.
So we traded Seth Payne and Chris Mad Dog Russo to get you.
Yeah. That's how important you are.
Just
to
a
us.
reminder, you can hear Katie Nolan on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. I don't know if you think that's related or not.
Wait.
But do you think we
What?
won the trade? It feels like you don't.
I couldn't possibly say that you did. He's a legend. You have a Hall of Fame broadcasting legend, and then just me. Just a little lady.
Do you think it's too late to trade back?
No.
Is he? I think Seth is
here?
over there. We might be able to
Damn.
just swap this back.
What's Mad Dog doing here so early? He's here?
Yeah, he's
Absurd.
I think tomorrow. So
Yeah.
we were able to
Got
wheel
it.
and deal Kevin Costner draft day style, except not terribly.
Nice. Yeah.
So
We got all our picks back.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
This happened to me in sports media, It was alleged that they tried to make a trade for me. ESPN and Fox. This was a million years ago.
Wow.
And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know
for your
that.
employment, though?
I didn't know sports media worked that way. Do I get a say?
Nope. You just show up where they tell you to.
Yeah.
And say the words.
And here I am.
Hey, see? So clearly you made the right decision to be on with us.
I would have been upset to be on with anybody else. You guys are my guys in Dallas.
Hell yeah. And see, now we get to try out things like this. I know a lot of people were making a big deal about Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame.
As they should. I want to flip this table, but there's things on it.
But hear me out. Don't you think if he waited 49 years for his girlfriend to be born,
Oh, God.
he can wait one more year to be in the Hall of Fame?
Come on. Do you think he was just waiting for her to be born? You think he was like, come on, baby?
In retrospect, a little bit.
I'm going to love you.
Just a little bit. Now, we also heard this morning Robert Kraft not going into the Hall of Fame.
And thank God.
Yeah, okay.
And thank God, just for this year. If Bill's not getting in, Bob can't get in, or Mr. Kraft, because then we would be spending this whole week talking about that.
Right.
And I don't know them, and I don't know their dynamic, and I'm sure they've got their issues, but they also respect each other, and that would have been a nightmare if Bob got in and not Bill. So I'm not glad he's not in. I think they should both be in. Given the circumstances, I'm happier that he's not in
I'm with
this
you
year.
on that.
Thanks. Okay,
Do
good.
you think that Patriots fans should have had to suffer a little bit longer in order to get back to the Super
how are
Bowl
they
like
back?
us?
Yeah,
Cowboys
this must
fans?
really suck for places like you, This must be really annoying.
Yeah.
And now listen, not to make it about me, but I am the guest. When I said I would come to the Super Bowl, this is my first year back in a while, and I was like excited about it. But I didn't think the Patriots would be here. I was like, we'll just go do the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now the Pats are here, and I'm like, well, now this means something more. Now this is more important. Now I got to actually care about who wins. Now I'm like invested in this. But I'm very excited. I know the world is not excited for us. I know they don't care.
No.
I know they would like to see us lose. Does it matter that it's an entirely different regime, you guys don't care at all. That new
because
coach.
You still have the same owner, and we have the same owner that used to get us to Super Bowls.
And until he
anymore.
goes. But he didn't just recently say he wants to beat the record for Super Bowl wins for an owner?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got work to do. I think he has 4 more he has to get to.
Right.
So.
And
we haven't even been
he's not getting any younger.
One in 30 years.
Yeah.
So you know what I thought? I just realized this. Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born the last time we made it to the Super Bowl.
We don't actually know how old she is, okay? We don't actually know how old she is.
No, that one, the first one was planned out. This one just came to me. And if you're dating your granddaughter, I think it's gross.
I mean, really,
my gosh.
it really is, age difference-wise. Her father splits the difference between their age. I know.
What
I know,
older than my wife?
But what a coach, though.
Yeah, and that's where I have some difficulty because word was maybe some Hall of Fame voters were, quote, uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, grow up.
And I was
That's
like,
enough.
isn't that not in the rules
At
of how
all.
you're supposed to vote for the Hall of Fame?
At all. I mean, I've also heard, Spygate, Deflategate. I just feel like he took a historic punishment from Spygate. No one had ever fined a coach that much. It was like $500,000. So you did the thing already. You don't have to do the thing to him again.
Right.
He's obviously the greatest coach of all time. One of, if you need to curtail, one of the greatest coaches of all time. And for him to not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, well, man, I can't wait to talk about it for the next 5 days.
What did you think about, there's been at least one voter who's come out and been like, Bill Belichick is absolutely worthy for the Hall of Fame. But these 3 people I voted for, this was their last stand, and they'll never get a chance at this again. I appreciated the line of thinking behind that.
Yeah, same. I appreciated it more than some of the other lines of thinking I think we've heard since. The thing for me is like this, that at least points to the issue, which is we got to fix the way the voting works. It should not come down to like 3 guys who are legacy players that should have gotten in and haven't, plus a contributor and then is it a coach, I think is the other.
Correct.
It's too different. They're two. How do you compare Roger Craig to Bill Belichick anyway in the first place? And it also leads to situations where someone goes, well, he's so good, he's going to get in.
Yeah.
I might as well give my vote to somebody who might not get it.
Right.
The thing is that will discourage you from being dominant because it basically turns dominance into a weakness in the voting, because what they're saying when they make that vote is like, he's going to get in, obviously.
Sure.
He barely needs my vote, so I'm not going to give it to him. When it should be, if it's obvious he's going to get in, the answer should be yes.
Yeah.
It should be binary, yes or no. Bill Belichick should never get a no.
Do you think there's going to be any issue with Brady then?
I can't imagine that
I
there
wouldn't
would
think
be.
so either, but
silly enough, I think that him going to Tampa Bay and winning a Super Bowl, I think will be the thing that they'll go like, it removes whatever alleged thing would have been on him is removed by having success elsewhere. So I can't, if they do this to Brady, I'm going to light Radio Row on fire. I will be at the Super Bowl that year, and I'll light the whole place on fire.
Yeah, just let us know before, though, so that we can get out.
Yeah, I'll see you in the
happens.
lobby at the hotel, and I'll go, don't go to school tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
See?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dark. Like our old intern. Our old intern who would walk around going, you're on my list. And then he got expelled from his school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a true story. Now, from the 214.
In a place like Dallas where there are guns, it's a little more scary.
The 214, Katie's trade is the equivalent of the Luka trade, and we're the Lakers.
Oh,
so, see?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good
Thanks,
one.
guys.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Dallas, do you think there's any comedy shows like March 19th at the Texas Theater or anything
Dan?
like that?
Wait, is Dan going to be here?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, exciting.
And you know why I know that? Because somebody texted in and said, tell Katie to plug Dan's upcoming appearance
Dan
March
Soder.
19th.
March 19th.
So they're doing the work for you.
DanSoder.com for tickets. You used to be able to go to ShaneGillis.com for tickets, but they changed that. They fixed it. He hacked their website and had it redirected to his, which was great. DanSoder.com for tickets. Yeah, he'll be, what's the venue? What do we
March
got?
19th at the Texas Theater.
That's right, Texas Theater.
in Dallas.
I'll be here. Probably not. I don't think I'll be. But
do you
maybe.
get to see much of his stand-up? Like, I know if he's on the road, that can be difficult.
Yeah, when I didn't have a job, I went to a bunch of them.
Okay.
Since I've got work back again, I'm at less of them. But he did the other day open up for Shane Gillis at Madison Square Garden. Ever heard of it?
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
It was crazy. I was nervous. It was like the biggest venue I've ever seen somebody who I love so much perform at. So I was like, what is this? He was great. It was awesome. But wow. In the round, too.
Were you surprised there weren't as many plants as you expected in the garden? Because I was.
You know what? Yeah. And it wasn't square.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
It was circular.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is very circular. Do you think in the future, as we evolve technologically, it could be Madison Cube Garden?
Perhaps.
Like we take advantage of all the different space?
I think it's something we should be thinking about, yes, for sure.
Did you kind of hope Shane Gillis bombed just a little bit? So everyone would be like, you know who is
Dan
really
was
good?
Really good.
Dan.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lineup was so strong that there was no way anybody was going to bomb. It was a crazy night at Madison Square Garden. But very fun, very cool. And we love Dan Soder. And he's very funny. And I that was my first time seeing... I mean, it was a short set because he was opening for Shane, his buddy, but I missed seeing his, like now I'll watch his hour and I'm like, these jokes are so different than the last time I saw them. So it's fun to watch it evolve.
Does he do jokes in front of the mirror at home? No. How does what's his process?
He's been doing this for so long. I don't want to say a number of years because I'm sure I'm wrong, but it's a lot. He's been doing this for a really, really long time. And it's remarkable to me how little you need to practice. He gets up we live in New York City, so he'll walk down to like the Comedy Cellar or like the Stand, and he'll do his set, and he works out, as they call it. They'll work out their set. But it's, no practice at all at home. Fun is when you hear something you guys have had jokes about before, and he says it on stage, and you're like, that...
But does he...
Technically, I said that.
Okay, but
That's my joke. That was for my stand-up bit.
Does he ever bring you into the set in terms he's like, whoa, I got to talk about my significant other?
One of his most popular jokes is he is about a time that this was during the pandemic. I was showering to get ready for my appearance on the Dan Le Batard show via Zoom in the spare bedroom of our house that has no windows.
For a Zoom.
And I was in the shower listening to music on the Bluetooth speaker he had just bought me for my for Christmas or my birthday or something. And suddenly I was greeted with the sound of adult films coming through the speaker.
Oh dear.
And as I was trying to because when that hits you out of nowhere and you're not expecting it, you're like, what is wrong with my so I grabbed the speaker and it's getting louder and I'm trying to turn it, and I'm like I'm like, what is this? And then it sort of clicked what was happening. I turned my speaker off. I'm like, I gotta be on live TV in like 20 minutes. I come out, he was standing there and he goes, I opened an email and I was like, we'll talk about this after.
Oh, my gosh.
So I said to him, I'm like, look, that's going to be a really funny joke someday, but not any day soon.
Right.
And then once we figured it out, and he was like, hey, I think I'm going to start doing that joke. And I was like, all right, go for it. And he came home the first night he told it, and he was like, it's murdering.
Also, did you buy the email excuse?
No, of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
You could tell he was trying to read my energy to see like if I was mad. And I wasn't. It was just like while I'm getting ready for TV. Sure. It's just a weird and so you could tell he was like seeing if I understood what happened, which how could I not? He was jacking the volume up because on his end,
I got a little nervous right there.
Yeah, sorry, the volume. Sorry, Jack.
You're like, this is a business shower, not a pleasure shower. Okay.
He was come to find out it was because the sound wasn't coming out of his phone, and so he was turning it up on his phone to be like, what? This lady looks like she's screaming her head off. And
I like that. You got to have the sound. I appreciate that.
Really,
I think it's fascinating too that like you were already in the middle of it. He didn't start off with the introductions and everything. Like you're right there in the middle of the action.
That shower is only going to be so long. You gotta move.
He skips the plot. That's what I learned about him that day. He skips through the delivery guy's here. I got no plot.
Now, we're just going to totally change subjects.
Is this not good for your listeners?
No, it's great. Sorry. We just use our producer as our gauge, and he's loving it. All right. Would you like to talk about potentially doing a Macho Man impersonation or why you gave up rhythmic gymnastics? Those are the two options I would really love to travel down those paths.
Let's do rhythmic gymnastics.
Okay. Now, it sounds like you were a prodigy at the
I won a junior Olympic gold medal at the age of 10.
Okay. What happened? That feels like that puts you on the path to the Olympics.
I don't know who runs the Junior Olympics, but what I do know is that they really don't feel that official. It was just a meet. It was just a regular rhythmic gymnastics meet. We were a group. I competed in group rhythmic gymnastics. There was 4 of us. Our team name was Fascinating Rhythms.
Did you do the ribbons?
I believe we won the gold for hoop. It was a hoop routine.
Okay.
We were very good at hoop. Ribbon's tough in group. I know your listeners know this.
Yeah,
ribbon is tough in a group setting because all of your patterns have to match. And there's 4 of you and you're 10. Yeah. It's tough to get everybody on the same page. But we were great at hoop. We were very dominant. And then what happened was so one of the girls on my team, my teammate, was her mom and grandma ran the dance center that we did all this out of, and she didn't want to do rhythmics anymore. So they just stopped having a rhythmic gymnastics team. And so it was probably for the best. I was headed into high school. I don't think I would have been. It takes a lot of commitment to rhythmic gymnastics, and there's not a lot of people doing it, so you have to do a lot of it in Connecticut. It was a lot of driving from Massachusetts to Connecticut.
So let me ask you a medal-based question that I've been curious about forever. Let's say you would have won 2, perhaps 3 gold medals. Would you consider a scenario in which you would trade a gold for a silver and a bronze so you could complete the set and have all the medals? Maybe it's the OCD. This has been a long-standing theory of mine.
What?
I think
you want to have one of each.
Yes,
Team Cheerios?
Yes, I do.
Than multiple golds, and
that's absurd. That doesn't make
well, look, the gold is not as good, but if you had 2 silvers, would you trade a silver for 2 bronzes? You have more medals. You have the whole spectrum. I like it.
I don't want to ruin your weird bit. I did win a couple bronzes.
No.
Is that
winning,
of course I would. No, exactly. Yeah. It's losing the least.
Well, the second least. Yeah.
Shoot. Shout out Rhythmic Gymnastics. Shout out Fascinating Rhythms and Anne Marie's Dance Center.
You know what? I want to let you know, we talked to Hillary Knight, who has Olympic medals.
Yeah.
She said she would consider this plan.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she
did. She was being nice. She was being nice. There's
she
no
said she
way.
would bring Britt on, and they would hash it all out. They would exchange some.
Because her partner has 2 bronzes, and she has gold and silvers.
Right.
They said they would be open for some trade.
That's absurd. She's
agree.
being nice. Hillary's very nice and very accomplished.
That is.
Hers are real,
awesome.
by the way. Mine is Junior Olympics.
Okay, all right. Now,
I wasn't that good.
I know everyone is enjoying this. We've got lots of positive feedback, but whether it's on fan service, whether it's the casuals, give us your pitch. Let's sell the show.
My show?
Yeah.
Okay, so fan service is on Mad Dog Sports Radio, as we mentioned, and it is more catered to the sports fan, sports radio listener. We only get an hour right before Stephen A. Smith's show, and so I just open up the phone lines. I just take people's calls, and we can talk about anything they want to in sports. Sometimes people call in and talk about rugby. Sometimes people call in to talk about whatever the big story of the day is. It's just basically a help service line for sports fans for processing emotions, asking questions, celebrating their team, yelling at their owner.
Sure.
And then for casuals, the idea is basically I know a lot of people who go to games but don't listen to sports podcasts, and they don't consider themselves experts. They just like to watch the game. And so I wanted to make a sports podcast that didn't assume you knew anything and sort of kept everything entertaining so that non-diehard sports fans could be kept up to date on what's going on. Because regular podcast entertainment shows never talk about sports.
Right.
And so I feel like someone's got to really breach that. So I'm trying to do that, trying to bring more people in and go it's okay to just like it a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't have to be obsessed with it. Obviously, we're obsessed with sports,
Sure.
but they don't have to be. So those are kind of the two. Casuals is twice a week. It's a podcast with my buddies, my producer buddies, and we have a non-sports fan on there, and she's the best part of the show because she doesn't know. She'll go what do you mean Deflategate? And I'm oh geez, Louise, sit down. We got a lot to talk about. And we got to show her Randy Johnson hitting a bird with a ball for the first time.
That is the most amazing
seen
clip
that
maybe
before.
in the history.
She needed a day after that.
She was devastated.
Yeah.
But we get to show her sports, and that's the coolest thing. So that's casuals, and then fan service is noon to 1 Eastern, which I guess is 11 to noon.
Correct.
Your guys' time zone on Mad Dog Sports Radio, channel 82.
Really feel
I've never had to say it before.
Okay, well,
82.
we did it. We accomplished it. We clearly made the right trade.
Yes,
Katie,
we did.
thank you so much for jumping on with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
There you go, ladies and
You're the
gentlemen.
best.
Katie Nolan right here on The Fan.